Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So I do have an unboxing and I haven't seen this bag in real life. I have seen it as pictures online, and additionally I would like to say that it is a bag that is gifted to me by Tang Heritage. If you've watched maybe 3 videos before this of 2 of my reviews of this brand, and I guess the review was less than stellar and they picked it up, even though my full refund has already happened, and they proceeded to ask if I would like to, and they would like to send me this other bag for me to review honestly. So I said, okay, no harm to, review honestly. So let's hope that I do review this honestly, because I don't know now. There's been a lot of, I guess there's a lot of people saying, or viewers saying that once a person or a YouTuber or a person online has been given something for free, it is usually a little bit biased. And to a point, I kind of do agree. So let's see if I hold myself to my own standards. However, before we continue, I did want to say that in my previous video, I had said that I thought Tang Heritage was connected to CK Tang, which is a businessman and entrepreneur from Singapore who actually started Tang, because CK Tang, Tang is his surname, so he started a department store. But apparently Tang Heritage has got nothing to do with CK Tang apart from the same surname. So anyway, I just would like to start off by apologizing for this mistake. But in my defense, if you remember that video, I had asked for the embroidery of the C and the K to be taken out, if it was possible for it to be omitted from the red bags, and I was told that it's because the artisan who made the bag had such a good impression of CK Tang that his surname, his initials were embroidered onto the bag. All right, so already I think I don't have the nice box anymore, but I do have a nice card, a thank you card from Tang Heritage, and their signature gold metal authenticity card. It's very nicely embroidered, and I must say, I do know this bag, what it is. It's their latest collection, and I was intrigued by it, and I did think to myself, if I didn't put this box away, if I didn't get a full refund, I could, hi, that's my dog Ruby, can you see her ears? That I would maybe use the credit to buy this bag, but they have refunded me fully because of the faults that I had highlighted. So let us review the packaging. Box, nice and sturdy. It's magnetic. Yep, weakly magnetic, but that's fine. It's just, yeah, there's magnetic buttons here. Okay, so let's put this aside. And I have to say, it's packaged very, very well. They are, let us look at it, the packaging. I mean, this is the top handle. Right, so they've really sandwiched the bag in 2 pieces of cardboard because they were very apologetic with the dent in that bag. Because I ordered 2 bags last time and one of them arrived with a dent. So I'm cutting with the blunt edge of the scissors. I'm somewhat nervous and anxious. I kind of did like this brocade fabric that they used, but there's already one thing that I will save first of all, because I'm trying to be truthful and honest about my thoughts of this bag, is that I maybe feel that the design of the bag or the shape of the bag could be a little bit more original. The cardboard pieces gone. It's come with a in a sort of foam bag, and it's this very beautiful fabric, brocade fabric, I must say. It is very beautiful, but in the shape of a, let's not beat around the bush, of the Lady Dior bag. Do I mind it? I mean, I don't know. I kind of usually don't go for these dupes or dupe shapes. I feel it is a little bit lazy when they, you know, when manufacturers do that. Anyway, let's continue with looking at this bag. This is all fabric. And this is supposedly supposed to be leather, I think. Let's look at this. Yeah. And it's somewhat padded. Here's to make it comfortable to hold. I mean, that's good design. But then again, was it Dior design? Or I don't know. So I'm not going to undo this for now. I'm just going to leave it there. But the brocade itself is very, very beautiful. Now, brocade fabric is traditionally done in China. You know, it's a kind of a technique to weave different colored threads. It's very, very time consuming. You can read all about it in Google. Well, I personally love brocade fabric made into traditional wear, and I have quite a few of those brocade fabric made into dresses and vests and tops and all that, and I really, really do love them. And this is marketed in the website as Song Dynasty brocade fabric. It is very beautiful, and I do like that pale green and gold fabric here. And let's just, hopefully you can see it up close. Yeah. And let me just quickly take a photo while we're here. It's not a huge bag. It's only 25 centimeters across. I like this size. And because of the width being about, I think, 8. Is that correct? I have a little ruler here. Yep, about 8 centimeters. I think, you know, being a smallish bag, it compensates for storage volume, put it that way. Yeah, 4 little feet, and the bottom is leather. Okay, great. See how the feet, okay, I appreciate this. This is great. I will keep it with, and they're rounded feet, the rubber or silicone stoppers. Let's undo them and have a look. So I think they are brass feet, but see how there are little carvings on these rounded brass feet. Wow, okay. They did say that on the website, the email that I have been, the person sending the email that I have been communicating with states that she is the daughter of artisan Hua. So, you know, so she's saying that she's very proud of this design. They're very proud of this bag. Yeah, so there is some patterns carved onto the brass feet. Now let's look at the grommets and the O-rings holding the bag. So I can see, yep, no scratches, very gold, feels solid. I'm tapping it. If it's got a hollow sound, you can tell. But I think it's, even though it probably is hollow inside, but I think it's still solid, like a good, you know, thickness of brass tubing, right, in there. And I think gold does go very well, or brass color does go very, very well with the scheme of the color of this bag. Just making sure. Ruby's okay. She's a little bit scared of thunderstorms, so we're having all day of thunderstorming today, so she is a little bit nervous. Okay, so let's examine the stitching. I think the stitching is very, very well done. On the website, it appears as if stitching was done by hand. I can't be certain and I cannot verify unless they tell me otherwise. I'm going to assume that it is possibly done by machine. Yeah, stitching is very neat, extremely neat. It's not a problem if it is done by machine or hand, but I guess I just don't want to feel like I've been duped, like if it is done by machine, but then I get told that it's done by hand, but which I can't verify. So anyway, let's just go with the stitching is very neat. And yes, I appreciate that. Fairly weighty, even though it's a fabric little bag. But let's look at the inside, because when I look at the picture, I was worried that the inside have dark lining, and you know how I don't like dark linings in bags. But anyway, that's the flap. So as we know, the Lady Dior, there are two design types. One is I think the older one is a zipper, and I think the more recent one is got a flap over, which I think is possibly because my sister does have this bag, the Lady Dior bag, and she has the older one with the zip, and that is, she did say that it's not a bag that opens a lot, so it can tend to scratch your hand a bit, the zipper teeth. But anyway, so I would say the same review or the same points would also apply to this bag. So I do like that it is a flap type construction here. Gold lining, this seems promising, and from what I can see, maybe it's also gold lined with leather. Oh, it's packed very tightly. But before we do that, let's take out the strap. Right, so the strap. I'm going to save this. I don't know how I'm going to, if I really don't want to keep the bag, I don't know how I'm going to return it, because technically, I guess I can. But anyway, let's think about that later. Rounded parrot clasp can go around in circles. Very good, because then, you know, the bag can just still lay flat on your shoulders and twist around so that the strap doesn't actually twist. Okay, so gold leather throughout, I'd say. Let's see. I do want to see the buckle of this strap. Nice size, nice width for the strap for a bag this size. Very beautiful. And see how the buckle, it's done a bit like a bamboo, a bit like likeness of a bamboo. I appreciate that. Okay, that's attention to details, not just a D buckle. Very good. And strap keeper. Some of you who watch me, some of my friends, you know, having a strap keeper is a bonus, a very good addition when bags are constructed and designed. Because who likes flopping around strap, right? Okay, so nice feel of the leather. Nice feel of the leather. I wonder what Tanner Leatherstein would say. Now I'm being facetious. Okay, let's see. I'll put this aside. Okay. I do find leather from China, sometimes they do have a somewhat chemically smell, which will dissipate in time, but in the beginning, so I'm not sure, is it because it's packaging or something like that, but okay. And I'm sure it's not as strong as I've had experienced in the past. So I'm just straightening out my perfume bottles. So it's not as strong as I've had from in the past. Anyway, okay, so the D-ring. But see how the leather that comes across to hold the D or the buckle. This could be neater, nice and straight, could be neater. But I mean, it's a minor point, but we're being honest here, right? And this is nice and straight. So it's stitched on, is it? I think it's glued on. The whole thing, the whole leather is stitched and then glued on here. So let's hope that in time, this is not going to be, oh no, it is stitched. You see? Because you can see the stitch line on here, these two edges. I hope you can see that. Oops. Yeah. Okay, so it's doubled over stitched. Fine. I can appreciate that. That's really good. And this is glazing because it does feel rubbery. So it is glazed. The edges is glazed, which is not unusual for a lot of bag manufacturers anyway. So it's just an observation. I won't fault them for that. But at least the glazing is done neatly, evenly, and it's smooth to the touch. So yeah, good. All right, let's put that down. Let's look at the stitching of the handles. Stitching of the handles, it's very, very neat as well. Nice and neat here. And it's finished well. See, like on here, it's like you stitch, and the machine goes, and it goes through it twice, or maybe, yeah, just to hold that end down. And let's look at the way the grommets have been riveted on. Nice and neat, and it does feel secure. Both sides, and the plastic covering is still there to protect it from scratches, but it's curious to see that. Oh yes, okay, now the plastic is on 3 of them and not on 1. Maybe it fell off, and it's just a issue with the packing again. So having this little tag, I just saw it, suggested it doesn't have writing. So I guess it suggested to me that it is genuine leather. I guess this is the suede side. But also, if having this tag, right, I feel it's also like if the bag needs to be, say, retouched, or color needs to be matched to it, you can take this tag to the bag repairer or leather refurbisher, and they can match the color using this tag rather than ruining the bag. Because color matching a bag, as I have found out from one of my bags being to a refurbisher, can be a very, very tricky thing to do. It's very hard to mix different batch of dye to then paint on any, if we're trying to hide a stain or something like that. Okay, so the grommets are not grommets, sorry, the loops are oval. Okay, let's look at the interior of the bag. Let's open the flap, take out the stuffing. There's a lot of stuffing. All right, took me a while to pull it out, but I will keep this as a stuffer of the bag itself. So keep the original stuffing for the bags, usually I try to say. So you can see inside, I hope, there are 2 little screws to hold the grommets together, but you can't see it on the outside, which is nice and neat. Great, I do like that. Minimal, a small amount of chemical smell but let's check the inside. Leather lined only up to like maybe 5 centimeters as a border around the mouth of the bag. But on the rest of the inside, let me have a look. It's like a kind of microfiber lining. Like it's not suede. Oh yes, it's not glued down. Aha, it is a kind of fabric. Let's see. Oh, can you see? It is fabric. Not micro suede or synthetic suede, but it is very thick woven, very closely woven fabric lining, which is great. I appreciate that. Sometimes the cheaper bags, the lining is thin, and you know what, you put a few things in there and the stitching starts to separate. So I guess this won't happen with this. The stitching is also, let's have a look again. Stitching is nice and neat, and let's put this strap, yeah, nice and neat, no loose thread. Sometimes we see like a thread hanging out at the edge of something. It's not because it's loose thread. I think it's just at the end of a sewing machine, there's always going to be a little end of thread from the machine to the item being sewed. So if they didn't finish off and cut close to the item, then you feel like there's a loose thread, but it's not actually loose thread. But I guess what they've done is they've stitched it, turn it inside out so that it's nice and neat. What we see is it's for the user, it's nice and neat. Yeah, so all the stitching is also hidden inside, which will protect the stitches from coming undone. And yes, what you see, that little gold bit, is a gold leather slip pocket that goes the entire length of the bag. I appreciate that too, which is really good. You may as well, right? For a bag this small. And aha, very nice. A zipper. Nice. Can we hear the sound? Good. Nice, good zip sound, nice and smooth. And a zipper pocket as well on the inside. And I just noticed the zipper pull. Oh, let's pull out the lining again. Let's pull out the lining again. I'm not sure that you can see much, but there's also a little sort of bamboo-esque detail for the zipper pull. I can't pull it out anymore, so we'll just have to, you guys will just have to take my word for it. It exists. Can you just about see? Yeah, see, like there's a bit of it. It's not just a zipper. So it's got a little gold tag that says Tang Heritage. Now, one little thing I have noticed is, see this line here? This is the stitching where this flap is being held. It's not stitched all the way across. The leather is stitched, but see how, yeah, the whole thing could be stitched down, I think. I'm not sure why it's not stitched down. There may be a reason. Is it a deal breaker? Is it bad design? I don't know. What do you think? Is it? It's just maybe because you see these oval rings. Maybe if it's stitched all the way across, because the oval ring, they jut, you know, they have a little bit of width, and they do maybe need a bit of space for for the movement, just a bit of space. If this flap was stitched down completely, the oval ring might cause dents in the fabric. Okay, maybe that is it. I'm making, what's the word? Assumption or as a form of deduction. Right, very cute. Now, where are the rings for me to put the strap on? I just assumed there would be two little rings here, but I guess it means, okay, oh, yeah, I can feel there is a magnetic button here. See? That's nice. It's a useful magnet. It actually does magnetize. Oh, okay, I will have to. I suppose it means that I am to clip these on one ring and the opposite diagonal ring. We'll do mod shots after I've done this. Oh, I'm so not good lately with like putting on straps. Maybe on the outside. See how it distorts the handle? Let's try on the inside. Let's see if it distorts the handle or not. Yeah, I think it will distort the handle. So those of you who own, I need to see what my sister's bags are. Those of you who own the Lady Dior, if you can tell me where, if you guys have D-rings. So I would say please put somewhat, I don't know, I see like now the handles can't sit properly. It sticks out. I think that is annoying. I think because now I can't hold the bag nicely like that. Yeah, a bit of a design flaw here. I don't like that already. Oh, what a shame. Everything else was going so well. I would have liked for 2 D-rings on the side, actually, to be honest, if I'm being entirely honest. Oh, what a shame. What a shame. Because that would annoy me a lot. As a top handle, it's no problem. But for those of you who follow me, you know I like a good shoulder strap. Oh, what a shame. What a shame. Let's do a mod shot. Let's do a mod shot anyway, and I will show you how an annoyance it can be for the strap, for the top handle. All right, we'll be back. All right, so as a top handle bag, I think it's rather cute. Seems quite small now that I'm actually standing up. I'm looking at myself in the mirror. It's not bad. It's really, really nice as a top handle bag. However, let me demonstrate what I mean if the bag was like the strap. On the outside of the ring, oops, and on here on the outside, and this is why bag manufacturers, please, I think it's better to come up with own design, because sometimes when we try to follow someone else's design, we may not get little details that matter. I don't like it when it distorts the handle, because I feel like it ruins the look. It will ruin the handle unless it sits very flush on the ring. Yeah, the parrot clasp. Okay, wait. Unless it sits very flush together. Okay, so perhaps it's not too bad. Perhaps on the outside isn't too bad. It's a lovely bag, isn't it? Apart from that ring thing. I would have liked 2 little ring here, to be honest, if I'm being really, really honest with you. But I guess this means that it sits up and then you can just hold the bag like a top handle. But if I were being really nitpicky, which I am now in this video, as is the purpose of this video, is to have 2 D-rings on the side. But I think it requires a little bit of jiggling around. But if we were to put the parrot clasp on the inside, let's see what happens. Okay. Oh. So the handle flops out. I think that's annoying. That would be so annoying. It's better that it is on the inside. At least if I had, okay, hang on a minute. Even if I had D-rings on the outside, what would happen? Would the handle still sit flush? I think not. I think by design, it will. Okay, so lesson learned. For those people going to buy, and that includes me, wanting to buy a Dior Lady Dior bag. If I had 2 D-rings out here, the handles would flop out. Okay. The handles would flop out. Yeah. Okay, so at least if I have the clip on the outside, like this, let's try again. If it's on the outside, it would, you know, so I was going back to my previous thought. For anyone, or yeah, me included, who wants to buy a Lady Dior bag, maybe, yeah, this is a good exercise. This could be a good lesson to see if having the strap this way or that way or whatever, would it bother me? So I think it is better on the inside. That way, at least the handle with a little bit of an arranging sits better. I think, okay, so it at least keeps the top handle together, not flopping out. It at least keeps it straight. Okay, I can appreciate this. Fine, I can appreciate this. I take back what I said. But still, it was a thought. It is a thought. So, okay, not bad. Let's turn it now so that, and very minimal, hardly any branding on the outside to not interfere with the beautiful fabric. Yes, that is a big plus for me. Big plus for me, indeed. Okay, nice. I think I will end up keeping this bag. What do you guys think? So, you know, it was so funny. One of my viewers, so Didi Bean, hi, you know who you are. She knows from my facial expression and from my body language if I love a bag or not. Because she was in my last video, she could tell that, oh, my facial expression was really like happy, or you know, there was a sparkle in my eye if I really liked a bag, and there was less in the sparkle when the bag didn't work out. So I think, what do you think, Didi? Do you think I have a sparkle in my eye from this bag? I would say, yeah, I think a bit more, considerably a little bit more sparkle than my last video. I do like to hold my bags like that sometimes with, yeah, you know, with a long strap. But at least I get a nice gold strap with a nice, yeah, brass, you know, with nice sturdy brass hardware. Okay, that's good. With some arranging, little bit of arranging, I think both handles sit upright. Oh, I must go and check out like Lady Dior's. But that's probably one thing that I would say is that it is a little bit of a, shall we say, borrowed design from Lady Dior. I guess because maybe people do like the shape. It is a classic shape. It is a good shape for a bag, don't get me wrong. 2 top handle and a long strap. You know, that I guess that's a good shape to have as a bag manufacturer. But let's just say maybe, you know, if they came out with their own original design that speaks to the Chinese heritage, I would be down for it. So I would take maybe 2 points. If I had to rate it like out of 10, maybe I'll take 2 points out, which is 20%, because the design is somewhat borrowed, or for lack of a better word, copied, or like borrowed. Okay, so I'm being very honest, and I'm not apologizing for it. I don't think anyone would care. I'm not that famous for anyone to like criticize me. If they do, great. That means I'm doing something right to like, you know, get the conversation started or something. But yeah, whatever. If I put a bag down on a table, for example, and then I'm going to put the bag back on my shoulder, I would do this. I would take the strap, pull it. Will it still be with minimal adjustment for the handles to stay straight? It's kind of not going to stay straight. And you know what? I kind of vaguely remember some review or some people commenting about this design in like, I think one of the purse forum-y things, or on Reddit. So it could just be a design flaw of this style of bag, a bag made in this sort of construction, this sort of design. Yeah, but I guess better than having the 2 rings if we were having to make, you know, if I could choose one design over the other. All right. What do you think? Let me know down below. Would this be annoying? You know, that kind of having to adjust the top handle. I'm actually interested in what you guys think as well. Now that we're here, we're opening up discussion, bag design. It needs to be like seamless to the user, you know. Yeah, design-wise, needs to be really easy to use. It's a bag. It needs to work for me. Oh, you know what? There is no dust bag in the bag, in the box. Whereas there were dust bag for the other bag, the red bag. And let's see, is it in here perhaps? No, it's not. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna have to take some marks off, because that shows to me of inconsistency. And if a brand wants to charge so much money, it's not just the design, the quality of the material, but the finishing touches. Small details matter. Small details matter. And it's not of a price that is like, that rivals the 4 old design houses or whatever. But I know that they're trying, but, and this is what I'm saying, dust bag. Make sure you include it. The packers, brief them, you know, include the dust bag. I mean, I know it came wrapped in 2 panes or 2, you know, cardboard paper, but dust bag could be included, because this bag was marketed in the website as under the Tang Heritage Red Bags collection, and the Red Bags collection is like supposed to be their highest end. So if it's highest end, we need to have everything. Dust bag is very, very important. People may not want to keep the box, but the bag has to be within a dust bag, even if it's just a fabric bag. But there is a fair amount of leather in there, and also brass hardware. So I would say, yeah, dust bag. Don't forget. I don't know. I'm gonna have to take. Have to take another point out of that for packaging, presentation, and I'm holding you guys to high standard because I want to see you guys do well. I do want to see you guys do well. I believe in Chinese manufacturing, craftsmanship, and you know, there is a strong legacy. So hold ourselves accountable. You know, have high standards for ourselves. Yeah, have high standards for ourselves, you know. Hello guys, so I've been using this little Tang Heritage bag. If you've been watching my video of an in-depth review and unboxing today all day, it's been a really good bag to use. It's a bit on the small side. It's only 17 centimeters across, 8.5 centimeters wide, but still I can fit my bare essentials in there and a little bit more, which is nice. It goes well with a lot of things, a lot of colors that I wear. So today I'm wearing a little bit of a traditional outfit to go with this little cute bag. Cool. Yeah, I think it's, you know, as I said, I was going to do a little short about how I go with using the bag, but I realized I didn't do a what fit. So I've got my wallet in here. So that's my full palm size wallet, plus a little, just my lipstick and eye drops. Still plenty of space here for my phone. And then the flap just goes over the top like that. Yeah, it's been really good, and this has been a really good strap. At first in my review video, I was a bit worried that this top handle won't sit properly, but once I pick it up, put it on my shoulder, it's perfectly fine. All right, well, so yes, to the Tang Heritage Song 27 bag. Thank you.